Hi there, welcome to The Way. Thanks for joining us this week. We're going to be starting off a new book this week. We're looking at 1 Thessalonians. So we're moving away from the church in Philippi and we're going to a brand new church in the middle of Thessalonica, which has been set up by Paul. And Paul is writing them a letter to encourage them in really difficult times. So it's quite important that we read it because we need some encouragement at the moment, because life's hard, if you haven't noticed. If you want to flick to 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, we're going to be looking at the first 10 verses, which is the whole chapter. But before we dig into it, what I want to do is I want to ask you, who are you proud of? There's going to be someone in your life who's faced something really difficult, who's come through really hard times, who has grown spiritually or faced something emotionally difficult and has had to come through it. Who is that person? And just have that person in your mind. What influencers do you follow on Instagram? Maybe who them? Maybe her. Yeah. Could be, or maybe there are so many influencers we could follow on Instagram, and they're important for us because they show us the way that our lives should be, in theory. So they either show us the way that we should dress, they show us the way we should design our houses, the things we should watch on TV, how we should look at the world, like all sorts of different things. They influence the way that we act. So we see what they do and then we go and imitate them. And Paul says that in Thessalonica, this church has become an influencer of churches for miles around. So he says that he's been to loads of different countries, and the only church that they're talking about is this church in Thessalonica. Like, these guys are famous. These guys have gone viral around the world before the internet, before Instagram, before anything of that existed. Everyone was talking about Thessalonica and the church in it, which is amazing. So I want you to think about who you're proud of, because we're going to follow through the chapter and we're going to see the kinds of things that we should be doing with and for the people that we're proud of. All right. So have that person that you thought of, that you're proud of, in your head, because we're going to go through the chapter. There's 3 parts to the chapter basically, and each part tells us something that we should be doing for those people that we're proud of. So the first paragraph essentially says we thank God for you every day. Paul is so proud of these guys from Thessalonica. He taught them about Jesus. He showed them the Bible. He showed them what Jesus' death means for us, and his resurrection and new life in him. And they have taken it and they have gone and they've matured, they've developed, they've grown in their faith. They've been absolutely amazing. And Paul is so thankful and so proud of them that he thanks God for them every single day. Cool. The second part is that he tells them about how famous they've got around the neighbouring countries and regions. So he says, everyone's talking about you. You've done such an amazing job. Everyone is talking about you. Really well done. Okay, so his second part is really well done. And the third part is that he goes to all sorts of different places around the world, and he uses the example of the Thessalonians to show them what the gospel is like, and how Jesus' death and resurrection and God's love for you can change you and can bring you new life and make your life better. So he uses their example to go and show the rest of the world how it's done. Right. 3 things we can learn from these three paragraphs. Right. Number 1, that person that you're really proud of, thank God for them. God has helped them and God has worked with them to bring them through something, or to make them grow in love of Christ Jesus, or whatever they've come through. God has helped them do that, and they are established in that, and they've come through it. So we are so proud of them. So let's thank God for them, and let's thank God for his help in bringing them through. Right, so thank God, number one. Number two, encourage them. Tell them that you're praying for them. Tell them that people have noticed how strong they've been. Tell them that you're really proud of them and they're doing a really good job. Like, give them that encouragement. That will really build them up. After somebody's been through a hard time, you need that encouragement as a bit of a confidence booster, because you might feel like the world's against you. Let them know that you have noticed how good they've been, how strong they've been, and how proud you are of them. Okay, number two. And number three, brag about them to other people. We don't need Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. We don't need the influencers on those social media. We have them in our lives already. So let's tell our friends, tell our family, tell our neighbours about the strength of these individuals that are in our lives and how proud we are of them. And let us use that as a window to display the gospel to them and to show them how good the love of God is. Thanks so much for joining us this week. I look forward to seeing you again next week on The Way. See you later. Bye.